Have you ever felt so lost, so troubled, that you couldn't even find the words to pray? You're not alone. The Bible is filled with stories of people who felt just like that, people who wrestled with despair and doubt. One of the most powerful examples is a man named Asaph, whose honest cry to God is recorded in Psalm 77. His journey from despair to deliverance offers us a roadmap for navigating our own dark nights of the soul. Asaph begins his psalm in a place of deep distress. He says, "I cry aloud to God, and he will hear me. In the day of my trouble I seek the Lord. In the night my hand is stretched out without wearying. My soul refuses to be comforted." Can you feel the anguish in those words? He's crying out, stretching his hands toward heaven, feels nothing. His soul refuses comfort. He even says that when he thinks of God, he moans and his spirit faints. It's a raw, unfiltered picture of spiritual struggle. He's so troubled he can't sleep, so overwhelmed he can't speak. He starts to question everything. Will the Lord spurn forever? Has his steadfast love forever ceased? Has God forgotten to be gracious? These are not the polite, polished prayers we think we're supposed to pray. They are the desperate questions of a heart on the brink. And this is exactly why it's in the Bible. It shows us that God isn't afraid of our doubts, our anger, or our pain. He invites us to bring our whole, messy selves to him. Asaph's journey is a powerful reminder that it's okay to not be okay. But he doesn't stay in that place of questioning. Something shifts. He makes a conscious decision. He says, "Then I said, I will appeal to the years of the right hand of the Most High. I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your wonders of old." This is the turning point. In the middle of his pain, Asaph chooses to remember. He shifts his focus from his present circumstances to God's past faithfulness. He starts recalling God's mighty deeds, how he redeemed his people, how he parted the waters, how he led them like a shepherd. By remembering what God has done, Asaph's perspective begins to change. He moves from lament to praise, declaring, "Your way, O God, is holy. What God is great like our God?" This transition from despair to praise is not just a historical account. It's an invitation for us. When we feel overwhelmed, we too can choose to remember God's faithfulness in our own lives and throughout history. This pattern of finding hope in the midst of crisis is a central theme of the entire Bible. It's the heart of the gospel. Think about the Apostle Paul. Before he was Paul, he was Saul of Tarsus, a man who actively persecuted Christians. He was an enemy of the faith by all human standards. He was the last person you'd expect to become the greatest missionary in history. Yet on the road to Damascus, he had a radical encounter with the resurrected Jesus. This encounter was an act of pure, unmerited grace. Paul didn't earn it. He didn't deserve it. It was a gift. And this grace completely transformed his life. He went from a persecutor to a proclaimer, from a man filled with hate to an apostle overflowing with love. Paul's life becomes a testament to what God's transformative grace can do. He writes in his letters about being a new creation. This isn't just a slight adjustment. It's a radical reinvention. The old is gone, the new has come. This is the invitation of the gospel to every single one of us. It doesn't matter what your past looks like, what mistakes you've made, or how far you feel you've strayed. God's grace is bigger than your biggest failure. It's a radical invitation to change your life, not through your own strength, but by receiving the free gift of his love. So how do we access this hope and grace when we're in the midst of our own crises? The gospel gives us a clear call to action. First, like Asaph, we must be honest with God. Don't hide your feelings. Pour out your heart to him, your fears, your doubts, your frustrations. He can handle it. He wants your authentic self. Second, like Asaph, we must intentionally remember. Make a list of all the times God has been faithful. Read stories from the Bible about his power and love. Remind yourself of the ultimate act of God's faithfulness, the cross. Jesus sees death and resurrection are the ultimate proof that God's love never ceases and his promises never end. Even in the darkest moment in history, God was working out his plan for redemption. Third, we accept the invitation of grace. Like Paul, we recognize that we can't save ourselves. We must humble ourselves and receive the gift of forgiveness and new life that Jesus offers. It's not about trying harder. It's about surrendering. It's about letting go of our own efforts and trusting in his. This journey from despair to deliverance, fueled by grace and leading to redemption, is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong process of spiritual renewal. There will be days when we feel like Asaph in the beginning of his psalm, and there will be days we feel like him at the end. The key is to keep turning back to God, to keep remembering his faithfulness, and to keep receiving his grace. Your struggle is not the end of your story. Your despair doesn't have the final say. The God who made a way through the sea for his people, the God who transformed a persecutor into an apostle, is the same God who is with you right now. He is the God who works wonders. He can part the waters of your trouble and lead you through. He can take the broken pieces of your life and create something beautiful and new. If you're feeling weary and overwhelmed today, take a page from Asaph's book, cry out to God, then make the choice to remember His goodness. Look to the cross, the ultimate symbol of His love, and accept the radical, life-changing grace that is offered to you. Your journey to spiritual renewal starts right there, in that simple act of turning your heart toward Him. He is waiting with open arms. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content to encourage you on your spiritual journey. We'll see you in the next video.